fiends. Sisters manifesting their dreams. Get your cream by any means and beam with self-esteem. Beauty supreme and booty walk so mean. The way you fit in them jeans, you eat your cornbread and greens. Dance or a doctor, red wine or vodka. Redesign your spot and redefine your mantra. Retwist your locks and realign your chakras. Doing your squats and getting closer to God, huh? Brunching with your squad or taking a girl's trip. Adjust your crown, you God's gift to the world, sis. Celestial body, drink your water. Meditate, sun kiss goddess, heavenly order. Levitate, tribe of Ashanti. Black girl magic, melanin popping. Whether you ratchet or lavish, whether you bougie or savage, you a gift and a treasure. You got to love a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, dog. When God made you, boo, you know he showed out. Mahogany enchantress, blessings overflow now. Picture of success, seductive silhouettes on a spiritual quest. Manifest and be blessed. Mother, sister, auntie, tribe of Ashanti. Rocking your locks, I got a close crop blondie. The curse and the gift, uplift, apply pressure. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together. This is a podcast about mental health and wellness, as well as self-empowerment for Black women. I'm your host, Ursula. I'm a transformation life coach and a mental health and wellness advocate. And each week, I promise to deliver relevant topics and resources that affect our community so that we can ignite that fire from within. Welcome to season 3. We are more than halfway through. This has gone by really fast. So if you're just coming in, I want you to put your light bulb emojis in the comment section because we're going to have a good time tonight. And let me know where you're tuning in from and say hello. If this is a replay, make sure and type replay in the comments. And today we're going to keep it really light. I realize some of the shows have been kind of heavy, but they've been so needed. Oh my God, all these light bulbs are coming in already. I love it, love it, love it. I think it's because of the guests I have. Actually, I know it's because of the guests that I have on. But let's take care of some housekeeping. One, I want you to share this video with at least 2 of your best friends or 2 of your enemies or frenemies. I don't care, share it. Also, I want you to check out blackgirlsgettingtheirshifttogether.com, where you'll see coaching packages. I have digital digital products, as well as merch. You can get all of your Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together t-shirts and everything, and some really positive quotes on the shirts. All right, we're going to get right into, also, when you hear this on the audio podcast, give your girl a review because I know you're loving it. I see all the light bulb emojis. And if it's YouTube, please subscribe, like, comment, share. Now we're going to get into it. So I'm going to bring my lovely guests on. They're so beautiful inside and out. I think I'm going to start with this beauty right here. Hello, Erica.
Hey, Ursula, how you doing?
I'm well. How you doing, sis?
Good. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming. Now let me bring this other hottie on. Lord Jesus, here we go.
I'm a hot girl. Hey, I'm a hot girl. Hey, you got it.
Hi, Tashara.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Bestie. Hey, Erica.
Hey, girl.
Oh my God. And this is what, only 3 minutes in. This is going to be good tonight.
I'm already triggered.
I know. So, everyone, thank you all for watching and already commenting. And I already see the light bulbs. This is some really good stuff already. And, before we continue, we're going to do a lot of talking tonight. So, if you want to buy your girl some coffee, I'm going to drop the link in the description box. If I can keep my throat parched, Matter of fact, let me do that right now. So, get to share it. A lot of my topics have been about peeling layers back, and we're going to do that tonight as well. But we're going to have some fun as well as some insight, which is why I asked these beautiful ladies to come on. And if someone can help me, if you can take a screenshot of the three of us, and I caption this, if stay ready, you don't have to get ready, was because I thought these sisters were going to come on sometime within the next 30 days. But the way spirit works, that goes to show you that means this topic has had to happen tonight. Everyone just came together like, oh, we can do it on Tuesday. What? Bam.
Yep.
So when I say it was no prep work, there's no prep work, but we all three have lived through this topic of what. So we pretty much have prepped it.
Off the top. We coming off the top.
Exactly. So, Erica, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Hey, everybody. My name is Erica Warren. I am from Hammond, Louisiana. I am a self-love life coach for women. I also help women in the areas of dating, breakup recovery, and life purpose. I'm also a best-selling author of women's inspirational stories, 3-time best-selling author. I'm also the co-host of the Dope Discussions with Erica podcast with my boy Gator Live.
Yeah. And you know what, everyone, put some love in the comment section, some hearts, and send that love to Erica. She is in the midst of all of this Hurricane Ida, and she still found time to take time and share her knowledge, her insight, her love. So I really do appreciate you, Erica. You're getting a lot of love already. Tashara.
Yeah.
Tell the listeners about yourself, sis.
Well, I am Tashura Lamar, also known as Tashura Talks. I am a CEO, CEO, entrepreneur, Negro, shepreneur, whatever you want to call it. I own several businesses, including KKG Creations and Craft Crack Glitter, which one of my admins is in the comments, Misha.
Hey, Misha.
For 3 years, she's a creator like myself. But I'm an up-and-coming author, podcaster, making my guest appearance, doing what Derek calls an award tour. Stuff I ain't with a Tribe Called Quest, but I'm on tour right now, getting myself out there, doing these different shows and just talking my ish.
Yes.
I love it. This is some good stuff. And I specifically asked you ladies to come on because, like I said, we've all three experienced different red flags and we can go off on it. But because I'm a solution-based coach, there are also green flags. And as much energy as we put into the red flags, we must, if we want to cultivate a healthy, loving relationship, focus on the green flags as well.
Yes.
But, we're going to get a little dirty with this red. Have you all noticed that someone's wearing a red shirt?
Who could it be? Who could it be?
I am a red flag. Hey, everybody, it's me, the red flag.
Now, this was not planned. I specifically wore green. I have a green headscarf on, and then that just happened. And then Erica is wearing white. Erica, what did you say your white represented?
It's the purity of everything to bring it all together.
Y'all see the bullshit, right? Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Yes,
Bring
girl,
it all
bring.
together.
She is
You
the
know,
light.
it's the balance that we need.
Yes.
Hey, let's tap into the red flags. I'm going to read a little caption. Let's see.
Do I need my vape pen?
Girl, do what you want. Do you? Oh, and this may be a trigger. Well, it may be a triggering topic for people. Before we went live, somebody already clicked that they've been there, done that. But we're all familiar with red flags. And what is a red flag? So if you can imagine yourself walking around and you have this antenna on the top of your head, and if you're in a relationship and these red flags are clues that pop up that make your antenna go off and almost like a warning signal that you may want to carefully consider whether you should continue getting closer to a person or not. And common red flags are when people move way too fast or if you see them being rude. But right now we're going to talk about emotional red flags because I get it. If you getting your ass beat, that's an obvious red flag.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to go off. Since you're wearing a red shirt, Tashara, I'll let you start. I'm going to pull up this graphic. And you know what? Because this is a freestyle night, I'm going to let you pick whichever one you want to start with, Tashara.
Trigger. No boundaries or does not respect boundaries.
Okay.
Jesus.
So what's your thoughts? What's the trigger about with the no boundaries? Talk to me.
Because I just started noticing I had triggers last year, and it was because of this right here. I told someone a particular thing, and it's like they disregarded what I said and thought they were going to do what they wanted to do. And to me, like, you going to disregard what I'm telling you and just do, I almost cussed, and just do what you want to do to me. When I tell you that thing sent me, it was so easy for me to keep. Man, that person, I dropped them like a badass light bill. They was like, you're not going to accept they couldn't believe it. And then I saw them this year and they walked this close to me talking to the person I know. And I was like this. It was like they didn't even exist in my world. Because
really?
that not respecting my boundaries, that is big for me. That is very big for me, especially if it's something physically. And I'm telling you, don't do this. Don't touch me like this. How about don't touch me? I had a chick, a female, where I used to work. She was off or something. She was like, oh, you're so cute. Now I'm a grown ass married woman with 2 kids. And you're pinching my cheeks. And I told her, don't put your hands in my face. That's right, Ramisha, KKG, craft, crack, glitter. But anyway, I told her, don't put your hands in my face. Don't touch me. She told me, you can't tell me what to do. Bitch, when it comes to me, girl, let me tell you something. All I knew, it was a rare back. And I was about to knock the shit out of her. And they had to take me out of my job. Because,
wow.
And see, I didn't know I was tricked. I didn't know. I just knew that I don't like people with them. If I didn't invite you in, don't come in my space.
Right.
My space. And that was because of me being molested as a child.
Right.
So boundaries is a big, hey, you got to give me 5. You might want to give me 12.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. What was the trigger last year that made you realize that you could be triggered? Well, the reason why I asked that, because a lot of us, same thing for me. It wasn't until I started going to therapy and doing some continuing to do the self-work. And I'm going to start shadow working, like for real in about, I know, but I'm ready. I need it. But my point is that when I started doing my own self-work, I didn't realize that I had triggers, and that was just about 2 years ago. So what was it with you like what was that a year ago that made you say, these are triggers. I'm reacting.
Well, actually, the year before that, I discovered some triggers, but just that whole boundary trigger was, well, no, it was the year before that I realized I had a boundary trigger too. But that one was like blatant disrespect, because normally this is somebody that was trying to deal with me, on an intimate level or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, yo, don't do this. It was like, fuck what you talking about. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Absolutely.
That just, I can't even describe to you the headspace that put me in. Like, you straight up, you just don't respect me. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You just really, I don't understand how somebody feel they're going to do what they want to do with somebody else.
Right.
If I tell you don't hug me, don't hug me. If I tell you don't touch my face, don't touch my face. If I tell you don't touch my hair, don't touch my hair.
Oh my God. So, Erica, what about you? What are your thoughts on the boundaries as triggers or lack of a boundary?
My boundaries are more like emotional or mental, especially in the dating world. I run into a lot of guys who, like you were saying, try to move too fast. They want to go into the pet name phase, calling you pet names. And it's like, we're not at that phase yet. It's sort of like a love bombing type of thing, or getting, having sexual conversations too quickly. That's one of my boundaries that I hate for people to cross, men to cross. And like Tashira was saying, physical boundaries, touching too soon or touching inappropriately, those kind of things. So when you meet somebody who, if you're the type of person where you can verbalize what your boundaries are, and another person just disrespects those or disregard those, that's a major red flag. Mm-hmm. And it can become a point of, we can have a conversation, but you know the difference in when this calls for a conversation, and then this might cause for me to just cut you off.
Or number three,
and it just depends on the severity. It depends on the severity of it. Like, for example, I was dating this guy maybe a month or two ago, and I noticed that he would call me bae. Like when we would talk or when we would text, he'd be calling me bae, and I wasn't comfortable with it. And in the past, I would overlook it. I would let it slide. Maybe that's just how they are with everybody. But it made me uncomfortable till I had to tell him something about it. But I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't nasty. I told him maybe down the line when we get to know each other and more comfortable with each other, you can call me that. But for right now, I would prefer you to just call me by my name.
Right.
And he took offense to it. He pretended like he was okay with it, but he took offense to it. And then he just stopped calling me and talking to me altogether. So I knew that was a boundary that he wasn't willing to respect of mine. And so that's the great thing about boundaries, is it helps you separate who should be in your presence and who should not be. And a lot of times, as us people pleasers, former people pleasers, we're so afraid to set boundaries and to verbalize our boundaries because we think it's going to run people off.
Yep.
But that's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do.
Yep. I agree. I learned that I'm a recovering people pleaser. But once again, it always goes back to childhood. Mm-hmm. And through therapy, I realized that as an adult, it was hard to set firm boundaries, because when I was a child, boundaries were being violated on the daily. So
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with any. So you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
I can agree with that.
Right? So someone yelling when they elevate and just I shut down. That's a trigger for me because
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
what I grew up. That's how communication was, and it was communicated that way. And then the reflex reaction is to, okay, let me quiet because I don't want to get in trouble. But then that was
Mhm.
still a domino effect because then that will go into the playing small.
Mhm.
Yes.
Ugh,
Yes. And if you're not careful, you'll you'll be in an environment where people are telling you that this is normal. Oh, you're being too sensitive. Oh, you're overreacting.
Right.
This how we talk. We fuss and we fight and we yell at each other, but it ain't me. It ain't really about nothing.
Mm-mm.
You too sensitive. And once you get inside of yourself and realize this makes me uncomfortable. It doesn't matter what other people tell you
Mhm.
is acceptable. You have to make decisions for what's acceptable for you and in your internal and your external environment. And if people yelling and screaming and raising hell makes you uncomfortable, remove yourself from that environment or let those people know this is not what I would, this is not what I'm going to put up with. And if y'all are going to continue to do this, we can't be in each other's life.
Right. Y'all
and
like
it's okay.
toxicity, and I don't.
Excuse me, sis.
I'm sorry. I said y'all like toxicity, and I don't, because I'm the same way as you. My mother, that's how she communicates. She yells even to this day. I will excuse myself off the phone because
Yeah.
what you're not gonna do is yell at me. So if people in the outside world, like I was dating a narcissist, if he yelled at me, I shrunk. But if somebody on the street yelled at me, I'm a fight. So because I don't like getting yelled at. Do not yell at me, man. My head will spin around and I'm not responsible for what happens if you start yelling at me because it is like really a serious trigger. Lying to me, lying on me, which I figured out why those two are triggers, and yelling at me. Those are the three things that will make me go over the edge.
As I see your red shirt getting redder.
And my lips are red.
I was about to say, and those lips popping redder too.
I would straight turn into the Hulk and start smashing shit, throwing shit. Like they would be like, "Oh, she's going crazy. Let's call the people."
I'm going to read a couple of comments and some hellos. Forgive me, listeners. I got to scroll up. You all have been getting a lot of love. Hey, Kira Jackson. She says she's been there and done that with the red flags. Patrice. Oh my God. I love Patrice. She's my YouTube sister. She says, greetings to everyone. And Rick, Gunterman says,
Gunter man.
one love, ladies. Yes. And got some light bulb emojis. That's what we're talking about. Let's see. Oh, Tashara says hello. Hey, y'all.
I was speaking to the people in the audience.
Oh, Ramisha Crawford. Hey, girl. Hey. Do you all know Ramisha?
Ramisha is admin. She was one of my ambassadors for my glitter company. She's a crafter like me, and she makes stuff. So I was giving her a shout out because she came to watch the show. I normally get one or two, like another one have came and watched one of the shows that I was on, but she just so happened to see me live promoting tonight's show, and so she decided to come watch. She already know I ain't got no sense, so.
Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that. I think I know her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm smiling really big now. Okay, let's see. Hello, sex potions and petals. Thank you for the light bulb emojis and another love for Erica. Dope discussions, Erica. Yes, I love it all. Let's see. Don't make Tashara angry. You win life.
Please don't do it. I told this girl, look, do your job. We work together. I was a bartender. I said, look, do your job. Because if he come back here hollering and he holler at me, I'm going to whoop your ass. She was like, Like, what? Yeah.
Hello, blind guy, his wife, and their life. And hello, my Vivid. Like, hey, Kelly. And if you hear these names, I want you to go and check out their YouTube channels as well. And I see there's people online. Stop playing. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, please, and thanking you in advance. All right, let's go to the next one. Erica, it's on you, sis. I'll let you pick whichever one you. Well, let me take this off.
My bestie's so proper.
Am I?
I'm your other side.
Erica, I'll let you pick something from here.
Well, we could put these together, that controlling, that jealous, and that possessiveness.
What's your take on that?
I run for the hills. I run for the hills when I meet a man who gives me any type of controlling vibes, because I've been in a relationship where the guy he did like a 360 on me. He was a total gentleman, sweet, kind, loving. Once we got into a real committed relationship, it all switched over. This guy had the bright idea of, why don't I get my cell phone turned off and you and I can share your phone?
Is he bugging?
He was
Since we're in a relationship together, we don't have any secrets. We can share a phone. Okay, idiot. How would I ever call you when we're not together? How would you contact me, and how would I contact you? Who's going to have the phone at that time?
How can you call 911?
It was out of control. Then, when he started monitoring all my phone calls, my text messages, even when my mom would call, he would answer the phone just to make sure it was really her calling, and I didn't have her name programmed on a dude. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I dodged the big bullet with that.
The range. He was a killer.
I would leave the house. To go get us food. I promise you, I was only gone 15 minutes before this man was calling me, asking me, who is the ninja that you with? I know you with somebody. You've been gone away from this house for too long. So that possessiveness, controlling, jealousy, insecurity, it's a big trigger for me. When I see signs
how did that make you feel though when he was at the time, not Erica now, because Erica now does not play, but Erica.
Even at the time, I knew it was crazy, but I was like, what's wrong with me? Why am I putting up with this? How did I not see the signs of this? How did I get myself into this situation with this dude? What did I miss? And I still look back on it. I don't think I missed anything. I think he was real good at being who he thought he should be to get me there, and then switch it up and show who he really was. But the situation didn't last long, and I praise God because my senses started to kick in, and my survival mode started to kick in. So I did get myself out of the situation before it got physical, because I saw the signs of it becoming physical abuse. He tried one time to get physical with me, but I think he saw that crazy look in my eyes, and he kind of figured this one might not go down easily like some in the past. And so it never went down, but I ended up getting myself out of that situation because I had a friend in the sheriff's department, and I called him, and I had him to come to the house and have him removed from my house. So I got out of the situation like that. But like I think a year later, I found out he was in a relationship with this girl and he broke her jaw
Yeah.
while she was
Mhm.
pregnant.
Mm, mm,
While she was pregnant.
mm,
And I talked to
mm.
his sister, and his sister was like, yeah, he beat every girl he ever been with. He always beat his women. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
So, Sophia Sharif said sharing phones is too much control. Plus, my friend girl told me her man had another phone anyway. Thank you, Sophia, for sharing that. Oh my God. Um, let's see. And I do agree that definitely it was just a matter of time for that to become physical,
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
for sure. Coffee talk and tech. She had a comment. Oh, wait, I might be full of red flags. Hello from New Jersey.
Uh
Uh,
oh.
where's the
Do
block
you want to
button?
share? Do you want to share phone with? Are you saying you want to share a phone with somebody?
Yeah, coffee talk. Talk to us. What's going on, sir?
He's talking. He's talking. Read the
Yeah,
comments.
show your face so we can see.
I can see his face.
Oh my God. He says, I'm a lover. What is this? I'm a lover, not self consuming, I think.
All right, so look at
I don't know.
Whew.
so
Well,
yeah. What were we talking about again?
red flags. Okay, so let me go and let me pick one. My turn. Oh,
Mm.
trigger.
I just read one. I'm so triggered right now because yeah, wow, where did these come from?
Rage or outburst of anger that are not inappropriate to the circumstances. Yeah, that is a trigger for myself.
That's the one I
Um,
was reading.
that's for you as well.
That's the one I was reading. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, again, going back to childhood, that goes back to the ineffective communication that a
Mhm.
parent had. Little did I know. Oh, with the gaslighting. Oh, I'm just in a bad mood. No, you're raging, sir. I see that now as an adult.
Mhm.
And I had an ex, and he raged. I mean, have you all ever experienced it? And I'm really being serious now. Someone raged so much that their face changed. Have you
Mhm.
seen that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
a
haven't
literally like
seen,
it
but I've
more.
heard.
It's like you see that spirit on them. You see their yeah. You be like,
Yeah,
Jesus?
I've
Oh, okay.
I've heard that.
Yeah. I've
I've
seen
heard
that.
women say that his whole facial expression changed and the look in their
Their
eye
eyes.
changed,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when they knew that it was coming.
Yep.
Yes. And I saw it, but because I was vibrating so low and
Hmm.
in that pick me stage, that I just ignored that red flag. Meanwhile, this brother's face is literally changing in front of me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what? That wasn't even a red flag. That was a red blanket. And I just wrapped it up and
Ooh,
just we gonna work it out, lover. Yeah,
yeah,
Renisha,
and and
sociopath.
and think about this. Think how dangerous it is because I know when I was growing up, we have this toxic belief that when a man is jealous about us and when he's possessive or controlling of us, that means he loves us so much.
Mm-mm.
We attribute that control and that possessiveness with love.
Mm-mm.
And I've had to speak to grown people who still believe that, a little bit of jealousy in a relationship is good. There's always, you have to have some level of jealousy in your relationship. No, jealousy has nothing to do with how much they love you. Jealousy
Yeah.
has to do with how much insecure they are about themselves.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's
That's
always a
crazy love.
selfish thing. It's not about love.
Yeah, that's what we call crazy love or toxic love because it's not really love. What it is crazy and toxic. Just take the love off of it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, wait, here. Oh, coffee talk. He said, in all seriousness, great talk. I'm all about respect for all.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. We knew you had it in you. We knew it. Oh, so someone's vouching for him. Blind
Yeah.
eye. She's like, I can vouch that he's a sweetheart. You ladies be good. He's my friend. Oh, oh, she's talking to me be good.
Oh,
Yes,
we good. Y'all don't see this halo?
right. And he said, a jealous people shows they are insecure,
Yep.
as you said it, and I was saying it. Yeah.
That insecurity is a mofo. Like that dude Erica was talking about. He was crazy and insecure. 15 minutes, I'm calling. You calling me, talking about who am I with? If I go to the bathroom, I got to go to the bathroom with the door open because I might be on my phone talking to somebody. Like,
Yeah.
you want us to share the same phone. So you want us to share the same Facebook and Instagram page too? You going to be on my profile like, bro, come on now, man.
And the passwords.
No, how about this one? Sniffing your underwear, okay? That's when you know. Listen.
Whoa.
Listen. Or counting the mileage on your car because they know how far you go to work and how much gas it takes. And if you go over those miles, where you been? I stopped at my mama's house. Your mama house is 2.8 miles. This is 3.5. Now, where you been?
Wow.
Wait, Tashara, I'm gonna let you pick another one from the list. But before that, two things. I'm gonna tell a story from Ursula from back then. Okay. So let me tell y'all a story. Talk about red flags. So I was going over this man's house. He was no good. That antenna was already telling me, Ursula, stay your ass at home. Don't go. But, loving that toxicity, addicted to it.
Yeah, addicted. Mm-hmm.
Addicted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So where I was going, Queen Cole said, story
Hey,
time
Queen.
is always a good time. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. So
All
what
right.
happened was, so across the street from where I was living, there was a gas station, literally across the street. I said, you know what? I'm ignoring all the red flags and blankets and everything. I am still going over to this man's house. Do you know I literally couldn't even make it across the street because I ran out of gas? Oh, it gets better.
Uh-oh.
And then I saw some guys that I knew, and they pushed my car across the street to the gas station. I got gas. I could have turned around and went back home. No, I was still on a mission.
You gotta put your name on that. That's better than the Michael Jordan coming back. It was dipped in gold, baby.
So then I get in my car, and I said, you know what? Damn, now I'm gonna go over his house. I got gas. That's what I'm saying in my head. I drive down the street. Boom! Why was this low hanging limb literally cracked right through my windshield?
Maybe God is trying to tell you something.
Please don't tell me you still went.
Did you keep driving with that tree through your windshield?
He still went.
Oh my God. That is what y'all call devilment. Okay? All right. Anyway. Oh my God. Hey.
But the crazy part is that limb had been hanging for at least 6 months from that tree. I swear to you. I mean, you just know to just go a little. No, this time it was hanging low. It was nighttime. And when it sounded like a gunshot went through my windshield, and I kept going.
was on a mission. She was on a mission.
She kept going.
Wasn't nothing about to stop her from getting that piece, baby.
And then on top of that, we got in the biggest argument when I don't remember, but it doesn't matter because I shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
What other signs do I need? What other red flags?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. That was God all day. The gas and then the windshield.
Yeah, and the argument.
Right. So you ain't even get what you came over there for, huh?
No, not even close.
Girl, I just saw lightning flash, so I'm about to be good.
You know? So, Cheryl, I'll let you end this red flag segment out since you have a red shirt on. I'm going to put that infographic on again, and I'll let you pick from there. You let me know.
Sue, Jesus.
Ooh, I see one already.
Listen, there.
Pick the last one. Pick the last one. Pick the last one. Pick the last one.
That's where. Well, yeah, I'm torn between two. But we'll go with the last one.
What's the first? What's your first? What was your spirit telling you? What's the other one?
Love bombing.
Love bombing. I knew it.
I already know.
Why does Erica already know? Talk
Because
to me.
we were supposed to do a show on this, or I was. This happened to me this year, and I didn't know what it was. That Mickey Ficky was in and gone. He was gone before. I mean, girl, it was. I didn't know what love bombing was. I thought I met somebody that really liked me. But this ninja through the door, should I go get the watch? I started to wear it tonight. Through the door, he buying Invicta watches. What you need? Here's some money. Let me
she froze. Maybe she wasn't supposed to tell the story.
I'm frozen. Am I still froze?
Oh my God. Not to me.
Ursula's frozen.
Yeah, Ursula froze.
She's.
Can you see me?
Waving. I see you slowly waving. Okay, she's doing it. Yeah, all right.
She's back.
Oh, you can see that? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Erica, did you hear me telling the story? Who heard?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I didn't hear it.
Okay, through the door, he want to talk to me. You know, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not dating to date. You know, I'm dating to get married. Let's talk about your credit. Let's talk about your business. Let's do this. We could do this together. He's buying Invicta watches. He's getting my hair done. He's giving me money. And I'm like, well, I don't feel comfortable, you know. And it's like he want to spend every night with me. He, you know, just want to spend time. And everything that he said we were going to do in the beginning, he wasn't a person of his word. The long walk in the park we were supposed to go on never happened. And when I started calling him on things that was supposed to happen that didn't happen and what was happening, that day forward, I never spent another night at that man's house. The communication started slacking. He was too busy for me all of a sudden. But you work the same hours that you were working. Never had time, and it slowly just died off. And I remember sending him a message saying, if you wasn't ready for me, you should have left me the fuck alone. Point blank, period. And he gave me some excuse, which I did notice when I did talk to him. It was, he, you know, he'd been grieving his mother, and his homeboy told me, well, his mama been dead about 4 or 5 years. He grieving his grandparents. They've been dead 10, 13 years. He always wants to talk about his credit scores going up and what he's gonna do, and he, him, I. And it's like I don't. But my thing is, you wasn't even fine enough for all this, okay? You know, you wasn't even fine enough for all this. Like, you can't be ugly and out here trying to be a player. Pick a fucking struggle. Like, dude, come on, man. Let me just go. Yeah, and I ain't even been drinking. So, listen, partner, you light skin, your ass back on layaway. I should have never took your ass off layaway. I don't do like that. But anyway, so it was like, yeah, that. I didn't know what it was. And then I don't know if Erica was talking about it or Derek was talking about it. And I heard the word love bomb. And I'm like, let me go look this up.
Oh, it's a real thing. It is a real
This
thing.
dude, they come through like a mighty Russian wind.
Mm-hmm.
And they build you up and then they tear you down. I was the
Right.
best thing since sliced bread when you first met me. Now I'm stale toast. And then they're on to the next, because from what I heard, he was on to the next dating somebody he worked with. But there was also a woman before me. That was the red flag I ignored. See, he hadn't been single that long before me. So everything was
Let me tell you.
she did that, she did that. So I guess everything to the next woman is I did this, I did this, I did that. And it's just going to be a continuing cycle.
The one good thing about a narcissist is they will teach you how to create boundaries for the future.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's many narcissists have taught me how to create boundaries and how to stick to those boundaries, because they will run all over your boundaries if you allow them to.
They sure will. And that's why it's almost like flies, like they know it. So they're going to go to that one person who, you know what? Well, she let me get by with it. You know, I'm really going to keep pushing the edge, pushing. And there you go. And once they get, yes, ma'am.
Somebody asked a question.
Oh,
so I want to address this question. I'm so sorry to interrupt, because I'm trying to figure out what manergy is, because I know you're not saying I have man energy, because I do not have that. I operate in the feminine. And no, it was not manergy that played a part in his change. It was him being on bullshit that played a part in his change. I don't have manergy. I come on here and like I kick it with my homeboys next door. I talk a certain way. I kick the bobo. I'm the homegirl. But I operate when there is a man around in a feminine role. I know my place. So please don't let who I present to be on this show and these jokes and all this rah-rah fool you. That's not how I flow with a guy. So I don't have manergy. Okay? All right.
All right.
The thing about that question is that if she had manergy, what made her so attractive to him in the beginning? It's real easy for these men to blame women for a man's actions or lack thereof. If he, either way it went, whatever the change was, he should have verbalized it to her.
Yeah.
And not played games.
Well, he did say the change was, well, I read your letter, and, you know, he called himself punishing me from bringing up the fact that I was calling him on the fact that we're not doing anything. We're not going out. The only time I spend with you, sir, is when you get off work and when we wake up in the morning. Where are the dates? Where are the walks? No, it wasn't the way I verbalized it. I'm telling you, I know my role as a woman and I know how to talk to a man. I specifically wrote this out in a letter so I wouldn't come off, you know, in my feelings and in my emotions. And he read it and he said it, that when he read that about me spending the night at his house, he was like, okay, he knew from that point that he wasn't going to do it. It was like a way to get back at me because I brought it up. So basically,
Who's punishing you?
I called him on his shit, but see, you wasn't punishing me, because now you're showing me that you was on bullshit, and you're not gonna run this as long as you did on the last woman. You're not gonna run that on me.
Well, what I meant by punishing you, I don't know if he's a narcissist. He definitely has narc energy from what I'm hearing. They do that. The narc vibes, they do punish you when you hold your boundaries firm. Yeah. Excuse me. They will punish you, whether if it's verbally, emotionally, sexually, financially. They will do that.
Yeah, 2.5 was a narcissist. So trust, yeah, I know. But right. Yeah, I guess he was like, okay, this is not going to drag out as long as he was going to try to drag it out. I got to be on to the next one because she's catching on.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, regardless of what all these colorful stories have been, they are all emotionally immature. um, it's all about communication. Hold on,
Mm-hmm.
let's read this. Oh, yeah, it's all about effective communication, which is
Exactly.
what, right. And this is why we're going to turn the page, and because we could talk about red flags all day, but because I'm wearing a green scarf, we're going to talk about green
Let's
flags.
move
I'm about to
on
say
to
green red
Diddy
flags.
Queen.
Green flags in a relationship. All right. Oh, and before we turn that page, someone said you called them on that BS to Shara.
Yeah, basically. Some men don't like that. They like, oh, she's hip to me. The thing is, I know game. I just want to see. I don't want to see how far you really gonna take this. I'm gonna stop playing like that though.
Right. Okay, here we go. So we have trust, accountability, safety, as well as cooperation, support, and honesty. And overall, all this means respect in a relationship.
Mhm.
So, Erica, I'm gonna pass the mic to you, sis. What sticks out to you the most? What makes your soul vibrate on this list?
Um, this just came right in handy because I think I made a post on my coaching page maybe a couple of weeks ago about relationship green flag. And so I actually wrote some down.
Oh, do you mind sharing with the listeners and myself?
Yes. So one of my number one is being clear and direct in your intentions, stating your intentions, no leaving no room for guessing, no room for confusion.
Yeah,
I love a man who can clearly state his intentions and back those up with his actions.
Mhm.
And so many times, us ladies, we fall in love through our ears. Men fall in love through their eyes.
Mhm.
And so
agreed.
if they paint a pretty picture with words to us, we'll fill in the blanks and we will fall in love with the whole scenario of what they've told us with words. But so often we will fall in love with those words and they are never backed up with action.
Mhm.
We hold on for far too long waiting for the action to come and it never comes. And then we get our hearts broken. So when a man can clearly and directly state his intentions, leave no room for confusion, and then back it up with action, that's a green flag for me.
May I add an
Um,
asterisk to that?
a man who's curious,
I
yes,
love what you said about that because how women sometimes will wait on the actions. And what resonates with me is when you see that kind of scenario, and then we'll say, well, I fell in love with his potential, as opposed to what's
Okay.
going on right now, current in the situation that you see, no matter how how you feel, what you hear, but what are you seeing presently, currently, right now? And we guilty, and that's why I'm saying it, because that's been me. I'm thinking of
yes,
5 months down, 5 years. Oh
Mhm.
no, what's going on in 5 seconds right
mm-hmm,
now? He's not showing me what he's saying.
Right. Potential
And
means nothing.
yeah, it doesn't match,
yes,
doesn't add up. And a real quick, I just saw one of my I love Keisha. Keisha and I know each other. Keisha was my roommate with the car situation and the tree and the gas.
Keisha, we need to talk, girl. Hit me up because I need to know.
I just saw her name pop up. Keisha knows who I'm talking about. But
Mm.
I digress. Erica,
What's his
please
name?
share your
Reggie.
next tip.
yes. So number two is a man who is curious and concerned about your thoughts and your emotions. They ask questions
Yes.
about you and then
Yes.
they really listen.
Yes.
They
Yes.
take notes, they take mental notes, and then they remember things about you that you've said about yourself, in the past. Um, a man who respects your boundaries, like we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
A man who's open minded and non judgmental. I've ran into men, especially in my age range, who are very closed minded, set in their ways, and that's a turn off to me.
Yeah.
That means that there's going to be no room for compromise. There's going to be no room for flexibility in getting to know each other and merging our lives together if that happens. And so, a lot of people get stuck in their ways and they just want a person to come in and fit in wherever they can fit in their life. They don't want to actually merge with another person. They just want somebody to fit in what they already have going on.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody can be open-minded, non-judgmental, and flexible, that's a huge green flag. They show respect even when they're angry. And
Yeah.
this is a big one for
Yeah.
me, is that it's important it's important not to pretend that you're not angry. We want you to communicate that you are angry, but in that communicating through your anger, still be respectful. Still don't cross those lines where you cannot come back from it. So a person who can verbalize their anger, show their anger, but be respectful in that way, that's
Mm-hmm.
a huge green flag. Um, because
Sounds
that means that they can work through conflict. You can resolve things. They are self aware and they also have self control.
I love
That's a
that, the
big green
self
flag.
control part. I love that. And that goes back to having working on your emotional intelligence, because nobody's perfect. You're going to
Mm,
argue. That's actually
right.
natural. But it's how you argue, how you verbalize. If you're calling me names already, or even how the tone, what you say, how
Mhm.
you say it, I'm going to shut down immediately. But it's
Yes.
I love
I
that
do.
self-awareness and the respect part. That really turns me on. A man who could effectively
Me too.
communicate.
Mhm.
Woo.
That'll
You
really
you
have
can
me
tell
driving in
me
these
what you're
streets
mad about.
With
Right.
a
with the
You can
trees
tell
hanging
me
down.
what
tree
you're
hanging from the tailpipe.
right. You can let me know you're upset. Let me know the reason why you're upset without attacking me as a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's huge. And you also don't want a person who, when they're angry, but they pretend like they're not. And you ask them, are you upset? No, I'm all right. I'm good. You don't want that either. So it's important that they can still communicate that they are angry.
Yeah, because what's gonna happen is they're gonna say they good, and then tomorrow, oh, you're gonna catch it.
Yeah, you may
Oh, it's
blink
going to come out in other ways.
Yeah,
one, two,
right.
your blink may be too loud, and then there goes the brick across the room.
Why
Just
you breathing? You're breathing too.
exactly.
And then
Exactly.
I just have a few more. I'm going to just run through these. I have accountability, a person
Mhm.
who can be accountable for themselves and their actions and not blaming everybody.
Can you
Um,
explain that? Can you go a little, peel back a couple of layers of that onion?
yes, because one of my huge red flags is meeting people who, the blame game. They pointing the finger at everybody in their past,
Mhm.
everything that's happened in their past that didn't turn out well. It was somebody else's fault. It was never their fault. They never look inward and never do any self-reflection and take responsibility for their part in whatever happened in their life. So somebody who takes accountability, and knows what their mistakes was, and they're constantly working to better themselves, that's a huge green flag. I will move forward with anybody who can. It really doesn't matter what the mistakes were, as long as you learn from it and you're correcting it and you're better for it. A
Yeah.
Right.
person who can take accountability, that's huge.
I
Yeah.
think it's also important. Well, what do you think as far as being that partner and showing support in that process?
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think, we get caught up in, you know, you need to be 100% fully healed before you get in a relationship, and that's not realistic, and it's just not possible. So if you meet somebody who is on their journey of healing and working on themselves, you can be a support to them. You don't want to come in and spearhead the campaign for them to, do better for themselves, but you want to just be in support. If they're already doing the active work on themselves, that's attractive.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
Very.
that's attractive.
extremely.
So accountability, that's one big one. Healthy friendships. Do
Mm.
they have healthy
Mm.
friendships? Not
Mm.
toxic friends,
Yeah.
not friends that they always have to make concessions for and apologize for their friends' actions or their behaviors? Do they have healthy friendships, people who encourage them to be positive, motivating, self improvement? You want people who have healthy friendships and who also encourage you to have friendships. Because a lot of times you'll meet people who want to isolate you and they want to be the only person in your life. But you want somebody who actually encourages you to have healthy relationships with friends and family outside of them. That's a huge green flag.
Mm-hmm.
Being vulnerable and having empathy. A man who can be vulnerable and a man who can feel the pain of somebody else, who can put their self in someone else's shoes and
Mm.
feel for another person. Good God Almighty.
I love a vulnerable man. I do. Because no, let me keep it real. I never had a relationship. I thought they were vulnerable, but I realized I was not coming to the table being vulnerable. I was doing what Tashara said. If there's something going, oh no, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
As opposed to not opening up and being vulnerable. And I didn't know how to effectively communicate. I just didn't, but I do now.
And I tell you something else. I
Respectfully and
learned,
in love, Tashara.
Yeah, that's how
yeah,
it's supposed to be. Seasoned with salt, baby, not sugar. Seasoned with salt.
yes. And this is a big one too, to be able to learn the difference in when somebody is being genuinely vulnerable and when they're using their vulnerability as a manipulation tool.
Which most
Ooh,
narcissists do, correct?
yes. Because a
See?
lot of times men will come in and they'll pretend like they're showing you their vulnerable side to
Mm-hmm.
get you to feel empathetic
Mm-hmm.
towards them, and then they get you in emotionally tied to them when they're really not really showing you anything they haven't shown anybody else.
Which is why most
That's,
women can't leave abusers because they
hmm
don't want to. My mama left me when I was 5. Oh, so I don't want to leave him. I gotta show him. I gotta show him that I'm a good woman and I'm here for him. That I got his back and that I'm a ride or die. Like I said the other day, I done rolled, I fell off, and I done died. Ninja, I ain't got nothing for you over here.
Yeah.
and
I
so,
always say, you can't to prove yourself to be a good woman just to get love. You can't sex them enough, can't cook good enough. No, it's so much deeper than that. But I get
Exactly.
it because I used to think like that.
Mm-hmm.
yep,
I'd be a rock star on all of that list.
But
But
guess
it,
what?
but guess what?
You're auditioning for a role that doesn't exist.
Bam.
yes,
There you
They
go.
don't,
exactly.
or if the role exists, they don't want you for the part. They just want you as, what is it called when the main person can't go on? The
The same,
understudy.
the
You're the
understudy.
understudy. You're the placeholder
Mm,
until they find somebody to step up and be the star of the show.
That's right. So,
yes.
ladies, we cannot be bench warmers anymore. We got to go out
Nope.
like Kobe and Jordan, yo, for real. We
You got to get in
superstars.
this game.
Do that
You
Yes,
got
self
to get
work,
in this
get some
game.
therapy, boy, do some shadow work. Oh my God.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, and this one is for you, Tashara.
Oh, Jesus. Say it
Sophia
again.
says, say
What
it
I
again.
said was no. We got to stop being placeholders. So that's
Yes.
another thing. That's what I want to tell you on that red. Well, back to the red flags. We talked about some, but that in relationships, when you meet somebody, if you meet somebody and they say, let's just see where it goes, I ain't really looking for nothing.
Peace out. Peace out.
That is one of these all day.
Peace out.
You have to go, because that means he don't want nothing.
That goes back.
I want to be in a
that
relationship
goes back to
one day.
Right. That goes back to the clear and direct intention.
Exactly.
When you meet a man, if he can't tell you, I'm looking for a serious relationship, or I'm looking to build to marriage, if he can't say that to you, and that's what your intentions are, no hard feelings, sir. I'm not looking for nothing else but that. No hard feelings.
Exactly. They can be released in love. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It is
because
okay.
Saying, let's just see where this goes,
it ain't going
nowhere. Ain't going nowhere.
I tried for 2.5 years to see where it goes, and it went to another woman who dogged him out. Then he left her alone and tried to come back to me. But for 2.5 years, he told me, I'm not ready for a relationship. Immediately when we were done, he went and got into a whole relationship, moved the whole in, like got into a serious. He moved her and her kid in. But you told me that you ain't want a relationship. But now you in a living situation, and she dogged you out. Oh, and now you want to come back to me with the same thing? No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Mm-hmm. Sir, you're blocked.
Even if their clear intentions is, oh, I'm just looking for some sex. Sir, be brave enough to say that's what you're looking for. There's women out here who are also looking for that.
True, but they're not going to do it.
Tashara, wait. So you would, hey, this is going to get good now. So you couldn't, so you couldn't handle it if a man said, look, I just want some sex.
I'd be like, all right, there's a $2 hole around the corner.
Oh, she's saying they're never going to say that.
But they're not going to tell us what they really want, because they know that they know the type of woman they can pull that with and the type of woman they can't. So they like, she carries herself different, so I'm going to have to come at it a different way. Like a red flag with guys that come up to me is if immediately they always want to talk, they just start talking this relationship stuff. What you want? What you looking for? Relationship. And then I'm like, hey, yo, bro, slow down. What's the rush? What are you rushing for? What are you trying to rush to get to? Take the time to get to know me.
Mm-hmm. That's a turn off for me. If a guy is if he's telling me all these great things about me and I could see you being my wife, and I'm like, you don't even know me, so I know you lying. Because I haven't even told you how I snore at night, sir. I haven't told you. You don't know all the ugly things about me yet, so stop it.
I ain't took my weave out yet, okay?
Right.
Right.
You ain't seen me pat the weave or nothing.
Sir, you didn't see the bonnet yet.
Right.
Have you seen me eat chicken wings?
And I don't share either.
I have a question from the listeners. Let's see. Oh man, they're coming in so fast. Oh, here it is by JP. She said, aren't those the same things that are defined by love bombing or defined as love bombing?
Which things? The green flags we were talking about?
Yeah, JP, let us know what were you talking about?
I guess maybe like the guy, because remember I said the love bomber came to me like, hey, I'm dating to be married and blah, blah, blah. But he wasn't. But the thing that makes that love bombing is the rush. You can meet a man that says, yes, I'm dating to be married, and he really wants to take the time to date you. A love bomber doesn't have that much time before that bomb go off. So they have to hurry up and move things forward real fast. Like tomorrow, what you doing tomorrow?
Exactly.
I want you to spend the night tomorrow.
Exactly.
So it's totally different with a person that wants to take the time and date you and get to know you than a person that's love bombing. You'll know if you've experienced a love bomber. If it ever happens again, you will know.
You'll know,
because when it feels When it feels unnatural and when it feels like you're going too fast, that's when you know it's love bombing. And
Mhm.
then when you actually tell that person, I think this is moving too fast. I really do want to get to know you, but I want to slow this down. If they ignore that, they love bombing you
Or they get ghost.
because
The
if if
communication starts to decline.
if they're really interested and invested in getting to know you, what's the rush? What I'm still going to be here tomorrow, sir. I mean, unless there's something that you're trying to hurry up and get me emotionally tied to you before I find out who you really are. That's what love bombing does.
Mhm.
Relationship Gumbo says a love bomber says super early, I want to marry you.
Exactly.
Green flag says I want to work towards it.
Right.
So JP,
Still
I hope that answered your question. I didn't mean to talk over you, Tashura.
Oh, no problem. I'm sorry. I've probably been talking over y'all. My ADHD.
No, that's what this forum is for, sis. Uh,
Yes.
Speaking of relationship gumbo, I'm
Derek.
gonna ask, um, how did we all meet? What is the common denominator?
That guy right there.
Well, for me and Erica, that's not the common denominator. King's Broadcasting is.
Oh,
You came on a No Name the Podcast segment or one of those segments, and I saw you in the comments, and Gary shouted out your podcast. So, no, it was the Petty Man and Desi show. Gary shouted out
Yep.
your podcast, and I started following you from there. So, I
Yeah.
think that's how I found Derek, and from Derek, I found everybody else.
Right.
I'm
Yep,
like,
that's right.
that
we are
was
Yep.
a whole nation. We are movement in these streets.
wait. Meeting Derek is literally like pulling the pin and boom.
Listen, I have got between Derek and Erica. I'm telling y'all, my podcast is about to be about my dating life. It's gonna be called A Game. About to be a beast in these streets.
Well, Tashara.
May the best man win.
Let the chips
Tashara,
fall where they may.
come with it. We're ready for that A game.
I done
And
got my baby hairs laid down too. Look, it's touching my neck. Boy, let me see.
And you know what? Speaking of men and vulnerability, there's a lot of ladies that are on this live right now. If you want to get a clear, concise, as Erica said, a look into the mind of a man or men who are working towards great self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go without an agenda. That's the most important part. Without an agenda, right. I want you to go in these YouTube streets and I want you to search Real Shop Talk. And you're going to see these 5 brothers on there. And it's amazing. They're not, as a matter of fact, Derek is Gunterman still on here?
Yes, Gunter is still here.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Gunter, man. He's still here.
So Gunterman, Derek, Tony times 2, and who's John. And that's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah, that's enough right there.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't forget about LJ in the background. Can't leave LJ out. The DJ.
LJ. Yes. So, go on their YouTube channel and you can go inside the mind of Black men who are getting their shift together.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you want. Hi, Lori. Lori was on last week. She says she's late, but I still love you, Lori. You could never do anything wrong.
Just watch the replay, Lori.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Shop Talk. The Kings of Shop Talk. Oh, that's right. Excuse me. They're Monday nights at 8 p.m. They had a great episode on last night. And I want you to definitely check out Erica's. Erica, you want to tell everybody about your podcast that I've been blessed to be on before? I was on.
Yes. Dope Discussions with Erica podcast. We are also on YouTube. We go live every Sunday at 6:30 Central Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And this Sunday, we're going to have Mr. Derek Jones, Relationship Gumbo podcast on there.
Hey.
And we're going to be talking about a trigger happy society.
Ooh.
So,
I'm defended.
y'all need to be in the house for that one.
Oh, wait a minute. What time is it coming on?
6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday.
Can you all shift the time back because that's NFL
It's
opening.
like 7:30 our time, I think.
I said what I said.
Y'all gonna be watching football when you have to catch the replay.
Oh, you can't change the time. No, I'm joking.
Did my bestie just snap? Oh Lord.
I said what I said.
Well, she said it so proper. I said what I said. You gotta put some frank on it. I said.
Sophia, stop laughing at me. Tashara, tell everyone about your website as well, sis.
You mean KKG Creations, where
The
I
only
bling
one.
all things. I do other things besides bling, but bling is my thing. But if you want custom cups, tumblers, shirts, shoes, underwear, whatever you want, I can do. And you can also catch me in these YouTube and Instagram and Facebook streets at Tashura Talks, where I talk my ish. And yes, I cuts up. I do.
No, not you.
I cuts up. I'm working on it. I'm
Girl,
working on it.
stop. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
If I didn't cut up, I wouldn't be me. I got 5 personalities. Okay, I keep telling y'all.
We embrace all of them.
And all of them gonna be on all my shows. So
Maybe any links to the chat. So if you're talking about this one, I'm not sure which. Well, I know for my link. Oh yeah, there are links, excuse me, in the show description notes. If you just go in there, you can click and you can contact Erica if you need any coaching services or myself. And Erica, can you share your Instagram page?
Yep. Instagram is dope discussions _pod. And it's all lowercase letters, no spaces.
And Tashara?
my Instagram is at KKG Creations, KREATIONZ1. And it's also at Tashura Talks, spelled the way that you see it on the screen, TSHURATALKS. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. You might see me pop locking on TikTok, but
Lord Jesus. Jesus. Oh, all right. Again, look up all the links are in the show description box. And again, if you enjoyed this content tonight, why don't you, she said, we are lazy and want to know if you can drop the links in the chat.
they just want to be able to click. I have customers like that. They don't even want to read it and type it. They just want to be able to click.
I respect that. So let me go ahead, and if you want to buy me a coffee, I'm going to put that in the links right now, since we all about supporting folks right now. Okay. And I am definitely going to, if you know what, if you can just hold on after we finish streaming, and I will drop the links for Erica and Tashura as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Ladies, any parting words?
Man, look, thank you so much for inviting us on the show. It was a pleasure. We have to do it again sometime. This was awesome. Impromptu. She texted us yesterday. We was like, all right, let's do it.
I got you, bestie.
I know. I was so honored. Like I said, I thought this was going to happen later in the month or even beginning of October, but our schedules weren't in an alignment. But Spirit had a different option for us, and Spirit said Tuesday night. So we just made it happen. It wasn't scripted, and that's what I like. I just want everybody to see the authenticity with everyone. She said, great comeback. I know that's right.
My parting words is a lot of times we get caught up in looking for all of the red flags in people that we meet. It's real refreshing to be able to identify what are the green flags, what are the good things that you need to be looking for in people. And for me personally, I never knew what it is I needed in a person until I found out all the things I didn't want anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it everybody's journey is not going to be that way. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't grow up with the right tools to have healthy relationships. We don't see those type of examples. And so once you learn what the red flags are and what you don't want, just start looking for the opposite of that. Start looking for the things that is going to make you feel safe, is going to make you feel secure, is going to make you feel wanted, inspired to be in a relationship. We all want good relationships, healthy relationships. We don't just want any old kind of relationship. We want the healthy, prosperous
Right.
relationships. So those green flags, if those green flags outweigh those reds, and those reds are something that can be worked on and improved on, let's get it.
Exactly.
Tashura, your parting words, sis.
Well, my parting words is don't ignore the red flags and please don't mistake green flags for red flags. And
Mm.
really, really, you really need to study it out. If you really don't know what it is and you might be thinking something is a red flag, just really like study it out. Google it, talk to a coach, whatever, to make sure that your traumas, because some of us was choosing from our traumas, to make sure your traumas are not making you ignore red flags, and most importantly, turn green flags into red flags. So get you a coach, get you a therapist, get some help so we can get out here in these dating streets and find true love and happiness.
Absolutely. So my parting words are, one, it's very cliche, but if someone tells you who they are, believe them. Don't wrap it up in a pretty bow when it's not. Yeah, just believe them when they say that. Just going back to what these ladies said, someone telling Tashura, I just want to spend the weekend, and okay, well, that's what he wants. So my point being is believe what they say. And to peel back a few more layers, I believe it's so easy for people to say, including myself. So I'm really talking from a place knowing what we don't want. But if you don't know what you want, to do some self-reflection, like Erica said, and Tashura, it's okay to get a coach or look into a therapist. Because if you don't know, you don't know. But this could be your first step in practicing vulnerability and saying, you know what? I really don't know what I want in a relationship, but I do want it. I just don't know how. It's okay to ask for help. It really is. But when you have a sense of self and some self-awareness, that's when your list of green flags will start to increase and some of the red will decrease.
Right.
And on that note, I really thank you, ladies. I am just tickled that you all are on. And thank you for all the listeners for your insightful comments and joking around with us and having a bunch of learning lessons. Thank you, Gunterman. Thank you, Keita, Sophia. I can keep going on. Keisha, Lori, everyone. Derek. Thank you, Derek, especially Derek, because I met these ladies through Derek.
Derek has helped me a lot.
Well, is myself. So my ultimate last word is next week, tune in tomorrow. That's when I usually stream. I'm going to have a pretty dope episode, but you have to tune in. It's a secret right now. Also, more importantly, next week, I'm streaming strictly from YouTube. You can always get updates on Facebook, but it's strictly YouTube. I'm up in these YouTube streets right now. Okay?
Bestie, get good.
So I'm gonna catch you on. Oh, Sophia, she said it's her first view here and it was a blast. God bless you. Thank you, Sophia. But I'm still going to need you to subscribe to my channel. On that note, you all have a good night. Ladies, stay on. Good night, everyone. You all have a good evening. This was fun, fun, fun.
For the queen, sisters manifesting their dreams. Get your cream by any means and beam with self-esteem. Beauty supreme and booty walk so mean. The way you fit in them jeans, you eat your cornbread and greens. Dance or a doctor, red wine or vodka. Redesign your spot and redefine your mantra. Retwist your locks and realign your chakras. Doing your squats and getting closer to God, huh? Brunching with your squad or taking a girl's trip. Adjust your crown, you God's gift to the world, sis. Celestial body, drink your water. Meditate, sin kiss goddess, heavenly order. Levitate, tribe of Ashanti, black girl magic, melanin popping, whether you ratchet or lavish, whether you bougie or savage, you a gift and a treasure. You got to love a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, dog.